Mood follows action and not the other way around. The jumping off a cliff almost always has to happen first. And then after the fact, your mindset changes because of the action you took.
Agent Power Huddle is a daily jumpstart.
Hey, did I get your attention? We're doing something special for the next month. We're going to focus on now business. Like, how do you generate income today, right now? My name is Jesse Zagorsky. You probably know me as one of the regular hosts here, producer of the Agent Power Huddle. I'm also a broker associate with EXP. And what I keep hearing over and over again is agents that truly need to shift their business. The market shifted, they need to shift, and they got to close some deals today. And so whether you're a brand new agent, this series is for you. Experienced agent, this series is for you. It doesn't matter. Agent on a team leader, we're going to give you strategies and techniques to figure out how to scale and grow your business to close deals today, not in the future, not tomorrow, today. This is what we're focusing on all month, the techniques, the strategies you need. So welcome to the Agent Power Huddle.
Good morning, guys. Welcome to Mindset Monday, Agent Power Huddle. I've got my guest host here. I'm Jesse Zagorsky, and I've got a guest host here, Jim Godwin from Kansas City. Jim.
Good morning.
How you been?
I've been great, man. How have you been?
Yeah. Are we going to talk about the Super Bowl or not talk about the Super Bowl today?
We can. I mean,
it has nothing to do with anything except the fact that you're from Kansas City. So it's the only tie-in I had for that.
Yeah. I'm a little tired today. I'll tell you that.
There you go. So guys, Jim and I actually used to run a podcast called Emotional Gymnastics for Real Estate Agents. You can still search YouTube or the web and find it if you're ever curious, but creative name dealing more with the emotional side, the mental side of real estate, as opposed to actual the logistics. And so this morning, Jim and I were talking, and I was like, I asked Jim, all right, it's Mindset Monday. What do you want to cover? And he said, how about we go over, right, doing the things that you need to do in real estate, even when you don't want to. And I was like, oh, that's good. Because I feel like that's where most of you guys, can you turn on camera, by the way, turn your cameras on. Otherwise, we'll just keep chatting with you regardless. I think this is what people need more than anything right now is how do you do the things that you need to do, regardless of whether you want to. Jim has been on this journey doing this 30-day live video challenge, and we're going to kind of use that to start off. So Jim, first of all, are you always like sunshine and roses? Do you always want to do everything you want to do? Or is there any time in your life when you're like, I don't know if I really want to do some of these things?
Oh man, like every day.
So you are a normal human being.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Like the thought of going live on Facebook every day and telling everyone about the deep, dark secrets of my life was terrifying.
You know? All right. So tell us, so give us a context. Yeah. How long have you been in real estate? First of all, people who don't know you.
This is my 17th year.
Okay. So 17 years in, and guys, if you don't know Jim, I mean, he's an incredible human being. He sells a lot of homes in Kansas City. Why are you doing a 30-day live video challenge? But where did this come from?
It's part of a group that I joined, and it's something that I've been contemplating doing for a long time, but never summed up enough courage to actually be able to do it. And you know, I decided to follow my own advice, which is that you know, I've been teaching this for a long time with people. When I coach them or train them or whatever, I always teach that mood follows action and not the other way around, right? So very rarely do you do you do something and try to change your mood first and then be able to create the action afterwards. The step has to be made first. The jumping off a cliff almost always has to happen first. And then after the fact, your state of being changes, your mindset changes because of the action you took. And I think a lot of people live in the world of, I'm going to change my mind first. I'm going to do something to change my mindset, and then I'm going to do an action based on changing my mindset. That's very, very difficult to do. So
it sounds like backwards.
It is, but that's how we all live mostly. Is that, you know, I'm going to try to change my current mindset, my current state of being, and then when I'm done with that, I'm going to do the thing that I don't want to do.
All right, so I want to write this down because I've actually never heard you say that. But so you said mood follows action.
Yeah.
Okay, mood follows action. So Gian, if you're taking notes, I think it's a good title for this is mood follows action. Okay, if you want to look for, or we put some of these clips together later. Let's break that down though. Let's use again this example, this 30-day live video challenge. If you're not feeling in the mood, right? If you wake up and you're just feeling blah, you don't want to go on camera, you're feeling uncomfortable. How do you get yourself to do the action if you're not feeling, if the mood isn't there?
A couple different things. One of the most important aspects of this challenge, and why in the beginning, at least, I've been able to do it every day, even when I don't want to, is because I committed to it and I gave my word. So if I am to be someone that is of integrity and somebody that is a person of my word, I am being held accountable by like 50 other people. So when you're making a commitment like this, one of the things that you can do to make sure that you follow through, even when you don't want to, is to let everyone in your sphere know that what you just committed to. That way, every single person, whether they're in a challenge or a friend or a family member or whoever, they know that you're committed to this and they're going to hold your feet to the fire.
And even if they don't directly, like even if they're not reaching out to you on a daily basis, I feel like just knowing that it's out there, you internally know like, okay, like I got to do this.
Yeah. Like, you know that they know that you committed to something, and you don't want to be the type of person that lets them down, or that, you know that you're not a person of integrity. So that's one of the main things.
I think you just pointed out a benefit of social media I never considered, right? Because it used to be you have to go find an accountability partner, accountability group. Like you're just talking about leveraging when you say sphere. I mean, I'm assuming it's social media, but is it some other method that you're letting your sphere know? Hey, here's what I'm committed to.
For me, the harder the challenge, the harder the thing that I want to complete, the more people I tell about it, because it gives me less and less wiggle room. Like if I tell every single person that I'm doing a certain thing, then I know that I can't get out of it in any way, because I know myself and I know that I will want to try to wiggle out in any way I possibly can. Right.
Here we go. Almost everyone here no one has their camera on today. So this is perfect. If your camera is off, I want you to raise your hand because no one can see you. Raise your hand if you're relating to what Jim's saying, right? You can make a commitment. Sometimes you try to wiggle out of it, right? I'm going to raise my hand on camera. I get that, dude. That's human nature. And sometimes we are in the mood, we're committed, but oftentimes it's the times that we're not. Okay. Yeah. So
that's the first thing, right? And then the second thing would be accepting the fact that you don't want to do it and leading with that when you're doing the thing. Like, so when I like the times that I didn't want to go on Facebook Live the most, I led with that. I said, guys, I am tired right now and I'm not feeling great and I don't want to be here today, but I'm doing it anyway because I made a commitment to do it.
Quick question. Are you loving this podcast? We record it live Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific on Zoom. Want to join us live? Go to agentpowerhuddle.com. Next month, we're changing the format to only release 2 podcast episodes per week. So if you still want the replays of the daily version, you'll need to start going to our website, agentpowerhuddle.com, to hear every episode. All right, back to the show.
So what did that do for you when you acknowledged it like that?
It gets my hesitation completely out of the picture. Like, because in the back of my mind, the whole time that I'm like doing the thing, the whole time that I'm speaking and recording and doing the video, in the back of my mind is going to be like, oh my God, I don't want to be here. But if I let everyone know first that I don't want to be here, that pressure is gone. It totally relieves the pressure of me not wanting to do it. So then I'm free to actually say the things that I want to say without the pressure in the back of my mind going, you don't really want to do this.
I love it. I'm trying to think if there's an equivalent for people who are watching this who are not, they know they should prospect daily and they're not feeling like it. I don't think there's an equivalent of calling a prospect and telling him you don't want to call him though. I think there must be a different version of that, right?
I don't know. I mean, I think people are craving realness in life. And I think that relatability is the biggest selling factor.
Mm.
And when you create relatability like that, when you're on the phone with somebody, maybe not say it in the beginning, but once you get past the initial phase of talking to somebody, because this would work really well when you're contacting your sphere, when you're contacting past clients, when you're contacting anyone in your sphere, maybe not like a complete cold call, but people that know you, people that have done business with you. And you say, how are you doing? And they tell you, and then they ask you that in return. Maybe this is something that you can integrate into that. Well, honestly, I'm not feeling that great today. It was really hard for me to pick up this phone call, but I'm so glad that I did because I'm really enjoying this conversation.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
It's so authentic. All right. So if, in case you're just joining us, we're taking notes. We got mood follows action, right? So we're beginning with the action. We've got telling your sphere in the world for accountability, holding your feet to the fire so you can't wiggle out. And then the last one that you just gave, Jim, was really just acknowledging kind of the internal and putting it out, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
that's being real.
And do you do all three of these consciously? Is this something that like just happens, or did you have to learn it and practice it and now it became normal? How does this work for you?
I mean, these are things that I'm constantly learning and practicing myself. I have to, it's a constant reminder to work these things. It does become more of like who I am as a person as time goes on, but I have to remind myself that this is who I am all the time.
How do you remind yourself of that?
Because like now when I'm not feeling great, when I'm hesitating to do something, now it's a reminder. Now it's like, oh, this is you, being that other person. This is you like falling into that person that you were. Now it's time to get into the person that you are.
Oh, I love that. I love that. By the way, if anyone here has got questions, you can put them in the chat box or feel free to unmute yourself. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep diving in. So how far are you through this 30-day challenge so far?
Today's is the 22nd day.
Oh, wow. Okay.
More than 2/3.
We're pretty deep into it.
Yeah.
Okay. And any other learning lessons that have come up for you? Because first of all, I imagine just doing it consistent, like the consistency of doing it every day is also something that's probably a little different or might have prompted some learning lessons.
Yeah. I mean, knowing that you have to, get on every single day, no matter what your life circumstances are, and do this thing. At first, it was a challenge. It was really challenging because, at first I was like, how am I going to talk for 3 minutes straight? I was like, I couldn't even imagine. I couldn't imagine even being able to communicate for that long without interaction. Like it was just me by myself talking live to the world or whoever is watching this thing with no interaction. I'm like, how am I going to fill 3 minutes? Because that was like the goal of the challenge, is to be on for at least 3 minutes. I'm like, I can't do that. I can't fill 3 minutes. That was more challenging. That was like more terrifying to me than actually doing it. Like, I just want to get on and be done in 30 seconds. Like I could do that, but to be on and talk for 3 minutes straight, I was terrified. And then like, I think on day 15, I did an Ask Me Anything, and I was on for 37 minutes.
Wow. So obviously you got more comfortable on camera. Sean is asking, what are some examples of things you get on and talk about, right? Or do, like, what are you doing to fill the 3 minutes?
So, we've done a lot of things. Like the point of this challenge is a couple different things. One is to get comfortable and, be on camera and be who you are. But one of the big reasons why we're doing this is to present yourself to what now I'm calling like being the mayor of your sphere, right? You want, like, what is a mayor? A mayor is a leader. A mayor is somebody that people come to for answers, that knows the area, that knows everything about the city. So like I'm trying to be the mayor of my sphere so that when people think of Kansas City real estate, they think of Jim. So we're talking about everything from the market, local market here to I've been to like 4 different places and interviewed business owners on the fly. talked about me personally, what my habits are, what my passions are, what my real estate career has been like, the trajectory of it. So it's basically everything about my life and about real estate as I know it in my experience over the past 17 years.
And I love that distinction, by the way. I've heard people say before the mayor of your town, but I like that it's the mayor of your sphere, because it's really trying to develop this link within, it's not everyone in Kansas City. It's not, That's not your audience. It's within your sphere to make that link.
Yeah.
So here's a question for you. And I think I know the answer, but just curious. When you first started to do this, did you enjoy the first couple Facebook Lives?
I absolutely hated it. Absolutely hated it. For the first week, I hated it. Like the first day that I went on, all we had to do was get on and say, hey, I'm doing a challenge for the next 30 days. I can't wait to be on, engage with you guys and have you learn about my life. It was like the simplest thing possible. I literally paced in my house back and forth for like hours. I didn't get anything done that day. I was terrified to go on and just tell people that I was coming on to do a thing. It was ridiculous.
I love the honesty. I think I'm sure some people who are watching are like, I could go Facebook Live, but I want to, like, it doesn't matter what your thing is, right? For Jim, it was this commitment, like this, fill in the blank with whatever the thing is in your real estate business that you want to be doing. I've
been on stage in my underwear, okay, in front of 1,000 people. That was okay. Getting on Facebook Live for 30 seconds to tell people that I was coming on to do Facebook Live for the next 30 days terrified me more than that. Okay. So we all have our thing, right? We all have the thing that makes us, go into our child pose. That was my thing.
Can we clarify for everyone why you were on stage in your underwear?
I used to compete professionally as a fitness model.
Right. As a bodybuilder, just making sure. There's a Magic Mike sequel out in the theaters right now. I saw last night. I was taking my anyway. Just want to make sure we're clear on. Anyway, all right. So
yeah, I was not a stripper.
Yeah. No. This is all right. So, and I think it's really interesting, Jim, that of the things you've done in your life. So you started out terrified, paced in your house for a couple hours before you did the first one. We're 22 days in. How do you feel about them now?
Well, it's like any habit that you create over time. It becomes easier and easier and easier as time goes on. And this, for me, has actually become fun. I enjoy doing it now. I like getting on because all of my deep, dark secrets are now out there, right? I told everyone about my past. I told everyone about the things that I wouldn't even like. I went on and told people about the things that I wouldn't even tell family members 10 years ago. Right. And now I'm able to communicate that because I think it's helpful for people to know about my life and to know the things that I've been through and to know that I've gotten through them and I've been able to thrive through that. And actually those experiences created who I am today and created my ability to thrive. So I want people to know those things. 10 years ago, I wouldn't have even told my family members about this stuff. And now I'm telling anyone that's watching. And so there's an enormous amount of freedom on the other side of that, an enormous amount of freedom that spreads out to many other aspects of your life.
I love it. And what sort of response are you getting from these live videos? Are you getting people engaging, interactions, comments, DMs at this point? What sort of, is it producing any results?
I'm going to look at a 32 unit apartment complex from somebody that saw my videos that wants to list them.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm getting it. So on a business level, I'm getting new business. That's the third person that reached out to said that I want to either buy or sell. So getting new business from it, but also just the feedback of people saying, I love your message. I love what you do. This is very inspiring. I want to know how you can to do this myself. I want to incorporate this into my business. All the feedback has been incredibly positive and rewarding and fulfilling.
I love it. Oh, dude, I love it. All right. So if people want to watch, they can go to just find you on Facebook. Are you doing it on Facebook Live, correct?
Facebook Live.
Yep. Okay, so Jim Godwin, Godwin, Facebook Live. On his Facebook profile, you can check it out. You mentioned something a minute ago about habits. Are you familiar with the concept of habit stacking?
Sort of. Yeah.
So habits, because I'm curious if this played into kind of over time by accident, or this ties into this concept of action, take the action first, which then creates the mood. So habit stacking is a concept that I learned where you take something that's already established, a habit that you already do regularly, and you take the new thing you want to do and you basically stack it on top of the old one, right? Because you're already momentum on something you do consistently. So, right, most of us brush our teeth daily or twice a day. I would imagine most of it, right? That's a habit we've ingrained through years of the dentist inflicting pain and saying you better brush your teeth better. So, if you want to do something new, you would put it at the end of brushing your teeth. You're a lot more consistent to do it because you're stacked on another habit. Did that play into this at all as you started to do these videos, or is it really truly like you just do it when you can, whenever throughout the day? How does that factor in for you?
Well, so I can tell you that when I'm done recording a live video, my productivity increases afterwards. Because like it's so enlivening to do that when I'm done, I want to continue that momentum. So no matter how I felt before that, no matter what like state of being that I was in before that, which sometimes is tired and grumpy and not wanting to do it. And then afterwards, completely changed, completely different. After 3 and 5 minutes of recording this stupid video, my entire emotional being changed. And now I want to ride that wave. So like maybe subconsciously, I was like, now it's time to go do other things that I don't want to do.
Wow, that's awesome. So what do you think it is about? Is it the relief of being done? Is it the fact you've done something hard? What is it that changes your state that you can just ride that wave of energy for the next few hours?
Yeah, I think it's because it's the you can tell yourself all day that you are courageous, but until you feel it, right? Until you've discovered it for yourself, like there's a difference between knowing what courage is and discovering what courage is for yourself. And that discovery of courage, the way that feels, it can't be taught. It has to be discovered for yourself. And then and in that discovery process, I think is when you feel a completely different way about yourself. And then you are able to ride that and to do other things in your life. Maybe have a conversation with somebody that you didn't want to have a conversation with because you were terrified of what they would say. This is really about relationships. And I'm sure a lot of people out there, including myself, that have to have hard conversations or what we perceive as hard conversations with other people in our life. And when we do things that we don't want to do like this and feel what courage actually feels like, you can then go out and start to have these difficult conversations. And maybe they don't seem as difficult anymore. Maybe they seem like it's something that you want to do. And then you're able to be a certain way with that person in the conversation so that they actually hear what you're saying. And this all revolves around taking an action, doing something that you don't want to do, and then feeling yourself on the other side of that.
I love it. It does. I hope everyone listening, it sounds so simple when you say it. I mean, I know it's not, but when you break it down like that, it's like, oh, it's just a simple 3 steps, right?
It's extremely simple and easy, but very difficult to actually get yourself to that point. But if you're willing to just take a small action, we're not talking about like, I'm not saying go out and get on stage or record a video live or do something small that's been nagging at you that you think doesn't affect you, but you know that it does. We all have those things that like we think in our minds, it's like this little thing nagging us in the back of our mind. And we're like, oh, that doesn't matter. We'll put that off till tomorrow. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. All of those things add up and then they just drag us down. Pick one of those things. Pick one of those little tiny things that you think doesn't really matter or bother you all that much and complete it and see how much relief you get from it. And then recognize that thing actually did affect me. Because if it didn't affect me, why do I feel so much better now? Right? Like
I love that. And so it's not about putting this back in the role of like day-to-day, real estate. It's not necessarily about going out and doing this one prospect thing, real estate, conversation, whatever it is. It could be anything in your world that you're doing that once you do that, it changes your state that then puts you into the place where you can then go do all the other things you need to do.
Yeah, look, I mean, we're in a relationship business. That's what we do. We manage relationships. We don't sell real estate. We don't, that's like the tangible thing, but you don't sell real estate without relationships. You have to develop the relationship first, and then you get to the real estate.
This probably ties in. Sean just put a question in the chat box. He said, are all of your lives business related, or do you ever just get on with something interesting to discuss that isn't, business related?
This is another really big topic we could do another 30 minutes on, but I don't think there is a separation at all. I think that we imagine that there's a separation between work and business and family and all these other things. That's like a construct in our mind that we've created to kind of figure it all out in the short term. But for me, there is no separation between any of it. It's all our life. And one thing absolutely affects the other thing. Right? And so how could it be different? How could it be separate if your personal life is affecting your business life and your business life is affecting your personal life? How are those things separate? They really aren't. And when we dissolve these boxes around these things and we start to combine it and realize that it's all just our relationships to other people. That's all there is. Our relationships to other people. And when we can manage those relationships in a positive and fruitful way, then these boxes start to dissolve.
So is that something that do you talk outwardly on these lives about relationships with other people, or is it more just, are you talking about yourself? I mean, are kind of just weaving through whatever's going on your mind for that day?
What do you mean?
So, I mean, I agree. It's an interesting way that you put it about relationship. Everything's relationships to other people. When you're doing these Facebook Lives, are you like preparing them in advance? Are you getting people and interacting with them? Or are you just kind of getting on there and talking about what's on your mind for the day?
It's been both. I mean, I definitely, for the majority, I'm just going on and creating a topic and talking about like a part of my life. But I did do a few things where I had a lender on and we did an interaction with people with a lender going over, how to properly buy in this market. I did an Ask Me Anything where I promoted that 4 or 5 days ahead of time and prompted questions and then answered those questions and then had people on live where I'm answering those questions live. And so, yeah, it's a combination of being interactive and extremely personal.
Interesting. All right. So we only have a couple minutes here. After you complete, so you got 8 more days after you complete your 30-day live challenge. I mean, I know it's part of like this program you're in, but do you have an idea? Where do you go from there? Like, do you continue doing it forever? Do you pivot to something else? What do you do at that point?
That's a good question. I mean, I think that for at least for a while, I'm going to continue it because it's created so much positivity in my life. So I don't see a reason to stop that. But also it's now, creating this freedom around creating content in general. Right. And so now I'm going to be heavily focused on creating content, being consistent with content creation, using creating content as a part of my business structure instead of fighting it.
Mm-hmm. I love it. All right. We got about 2 minutes left. Any last thing we didn't cover? Anything you want to leave people with? Any tips or anything from the heart? Just create a small action today that you were afraid to do yesterday and see where that brings you tomorrow. Oh, I love that. Dude, I miss doing these shows with you. This is fun.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And a link was dropped in the chat box, by the way. If you want to go back and look at some of the old emotional gymnastics for real estate shows, that link's in the Zoom chat box, or we'll put it in the show notes. If you're listening to the podcast later, we'll drop it into the other show notes for this also. Jim, thanks for being here, man. This is awesome.
Thanks for having me, man.
Have a great day, everybody. Happy Mindset Monday, guys.
If you'd like more information or to get connected to the Agent Power Huddle, join our free Facebook group. This call was designed for the agents in our EXP organization, but open to any agent from any brokerage. If you're a guest and you're interested in learning more about EXP or our specific resources within the Agent Collective, reach out to the person who invited you to this call to get more info. Produced by the Agent Collective Media Network.